All right, you good to go? All right, Paul has volunteered today to be choked. Volunteered. All right, so we're going to continue working from the turtle position. Today we're going to look at a couple of variations of the clock choke. Obviously, some of you might not be aware of the clock choke. We'll show you that. And we're going to go back to one of the submissions we did last week, the Peruvian necktie, but instead of using our arms, we're going to use our gi to try and make that work for us today. So let's start off with the clock choke then. So if we're talking jiu-jitsu turtle position, the clock choke is probably one of the first chokes that's talked about in the jiu-jitsu world. So we're going to be starting from the side this time. So my partner's in this turtle position. I've got my inside knee down against his, my outside foot up here, so I'm able to keep pressure. I personally don't like to wrap this arm through to the other side of the body because he's able to grab it and roll me over the top. So I like to just keep control of the hips this way. I'm taking my near side arm and I'm bringing it underneath the chin. If we need to, we can put the hand through just a little bit and open up the gi. Again, we don't want to commit too deep with the arm, but just flip the gi open so that hand can come through, and we're looking to put the thumb inside. Can you just lift up your head for a second? So thumb goes inside and 4 fingers on the outside. Now, there's a couple of ways that, that you'll see to do this. Number one is reach across to the far lapel and take the slack out. I, again, don't like that because if I get this arm too far deep, he's going to trap it and we're going to have a little roll over the top. So what I like to do is I like to grab hold of the wrist and I'm just going to pull the wrist under the body so it leaves him with no base in this area. So when I put my weight over the head, it smashes his face through the floor. So, control. I'm going to look to bring my lat over the top of the back of his head and I'm going to post my head off the floor. Now I'm going to start walking around his head and I'm going to keep winding and tightening up the choke as I go. Are you good? So, just open up, flip open that gi there. Hand comes in. Remember, we're not going under the shoulder, we're going over the shoulder. Thumb goes to the inside. The ones we did last week, I think, are a little easier to hit because we don't need to fiddle around. Sometimes this is the most difficult part, getting that thumb inside and him not defending and closing off the space for it. But once we're able to get inside and underneath the chin, these ones are much more devastating, I think, than the ones last week. So we grab, pull the arm in, so he's just going to face plant, put my lat over the top, and we're going to just post my head off the floor. He's face planted, I'm going to walk around and pull on the choke to finish. Okay, I think we'll only subject you twice to that. All right, clock choke from turtle position. Let's have a go. 1, 2, 3, let's go. All right, so this is a short and sweet one. Not too different from the one that we just did. We want the setup to be the same. So in with our controlled pressure, open up, and they're going to feed the thumb in. So for this one this time, there's actually a few different chokes we can do from here. We're going to probably do the simplest one. It is one that it needs to be done like pretty quickly to catch my partner unawares. I'm going to just drive my tricep in front of his face here. The reason why we bring the lat on the last one over the top of the head is to lock his head in position. So he can't take, so obviously if I try to put the choke on here, Paul's going to lift his head up, right? And he's going to go away from the choke. My job is to make sure that I lock his head into a position where he can't move it away from the choke. The lat we used on the last one, this time I'm going to use the tricep and basically just push into my own hand. Then to finish the choke, I'm going to switch the hips and pull through. Love it when someone makes me look good on camera.
I like the opposite.
Being mugged off on camera. Right, so hand goes, I'll go a little looser this time. So there we go. Hand goes in, and then when we're ready to go, we're just going to drive the tricep in front. Make that blockade, and then it's going to be a switch. So this leg stays where it is. This leg is going to pull through. We put all the weight, drive in, pull up through, and finish. Obviously, I did that one a little bit slower that time. If you're going for it and rolling, you just drive the arm down, switch the hips through, and go for it, which we won't do to Paul. All right, let's have a go. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Okay, so the last one we're going to do, going back to one of the chokes that we worked on last week. So we worked on the nogi version of the Peruvian necktie, which is where we get this locked up here, we throw our leg over the top of the head and we pull on the neck and we finish. Obviously, that works really good. We're going to take an option to use our gi to try and make that work. Obviously, we're working on some gi chokes, and like we've already mentioned, probably the most difficult part about these gi chokes is just finding the grip in the first place. If this is an experienced jiu-jitsu player, he sees this arm coming in, he's not going to go, oh yeah, just leave my neck open and let him get the grip. So this can be a nice option for a gi style choke because it's maybe not something that she's going to be expecting, and also I don't need to get into any small gaps in the collar here either. So here I'm going to take out, I'm on his right, I'm going to take out my right hand side of my gi here. Then I'm going to spin round, I'm going to come sort of into this like front headlock position, and this gi is going to go over and in from the shoulder, and my second hand is coming in like it's going through for the das here. So it comes over and I make nice tight grip. Once I've got that nice tight grip, I'm going to step over the top of his head, and as I start to fall down, I'm going to bring my other leg over the top of the back. That leg is just mainly for the roll, because if I put all that pressure on his head, all he's going to want to do is flip over. So my leg comes over the top. Then I'm going to use the hamstring on my right leg to start kicking, and I'm going to pull through for the finish. Just basically taking this arm and like ripping it out at the same time as I kick with the back of my leg. So I take my gi out, spin over the top, and off, come back round to the side. Push the head down, step over the top. Now as I fall, I'm going to fall to this right pocket, so it allows my left leg to become light to throw it over the top. Pull, kick, and finish. You good for one more? Just for fun. Take the gi out, spin, hand it off, step over, finished. I'm going to have social services calling me after this video.
You might need to call an ambulance.
All right, let's have a little play. 1, 2, 3.